Hi, my name is Rose Reevely. I'm a Vedic astrologer, and I'm here today talking about the full moon in November. Full moons are the time to manifest what you are wanting to create more of in your life. Now, I know a lot of times we hear all moons, and all moons have certain energies that they work with. And the new moon, in contrast, is a time to work with angels and archetypes and gods, and it's a good time for dissolving karma. But it is the full moon, this moon that I'm talking about today, it is the full moon that really is the moon for manifesting. Think of it like this: fulfilling your dreams, fulfilling your desires. So, what are you wanting to fulfill in your life? What are you wanting more of? I always like to say it that way. What are you wanting more of in your life? This is the timing. Remember, astrology is all about time. So this is the timing to work on that, to manifest. This full moon is happening in the sign of Aries. And Aries is the first sign of the natural zodiac. And so I always call Aries the pioneers of the zodiac. And if you think of the Old West, those people were really true pioneers, right? They set off in search of their dreams. And they worked very hard and long in some cases to recognize that. But with that, they were fearless, because Aries is a sign of courage and fearlessness, and they are not afraid to step out. And often they do so by themselves to lead others. Hey, this is the way. Let's go this way. So Aries is a very courageous and fearless sign of the zodiac. And not only that, Aries is ruled by Mars. So this is a fire sign. This is a fiery full moon, okay? So what happens with fire? Transformation, right? So this is a transformational time. This is a time when you can transform your life. So that's the power in this full moon. The star, or the nakshatra, that this full moon transits through is called Bharani, B-H-A-R-A-N-I. And the word Bharana means to bear or to support. The English phrase is to bear children. So you see, this nakshatra is connected to bearing children. So by that, it's also connected to creativity, right? Children are creative. We are creating. We bring them into the world. And so with bearing children comes pain and labor, but afterwards we receive the gift, right, of the child. And so this star relates to both life and death. And there's a lot of deeper meaning with Bharani, but for today we're going to this level. And so Bharani also represents the difficulties that we face before we prosper, right? So as we give life to a child coming into the world, we're in labor, we're facing that difficulty. But then once they're here, we are prospered by them. So the actual process is difficult, but yet there is a gift, okay? So this star is also a star that is a sexually oriented star. Remember, it's related to childbirth. And so it deals with passions, the passions that come before. And so there's a lot of self-control that Bharani, if you're born under this star, self-control can be something that you have to work to achieve. But it's very important to those born under the star. But just as self-control is important, it's also important in manifesting, is that we stay focused on what it is that we're creating, what it is that we want to bring forth into the world. So in working with this full moon, and the star's energy, here is a question for you. What is it that you want more of in your life? What do you want to bring forth? What do you want to create? Another one of Barney's qualities is name and fame. So you see, this is really a prosperous star, because think about it like this. Often we name our children after family members or ourselves. And so what is it that you want to attach your name to? The first thing that comes to my mind is a book, because we author a book, right? But it doesn't have to be a book. It could be a product. But also you could be leaving a legacy behind that with this energy, right? You could be leaving a legacy with your name attached to it. So we're giving life, we're bringing forth life to our heart's desires, to what we want to see happen, the reality of something that we are creating. The yogis and the masters did not do things randomly. You know, they knew exactly the right time to move on something. They knew the right time. And that's what astrology is. It's timing. It's knowing the right time to go after what it is that you're manifesting, to create. Every moon phase brings with it energy to work with. And there are stars, or nakshatras, to get married under, to buy a vehicle, to move into a new home, to buy a new dress. There are stars to take medications under. There are phases and nakshatras bringing this energy in, meaning that's the timing. That's the right timing. So here are a few tips for manifesting with the moon. First, your intention. This is really important, because what is it that you intend to do? Unless you're really clear on that with your order, then that's when you get mixed results. And this is what happens a lot. And that is that we just have the thought. We're actually manifesting all the time. But the reason that we get mixed results, you know, or the reason that we get sometimes part of what we want, but not, it wasn't, something was left out, right? Is that we're not clear to the universe on what it is that we want, that we're creating. So your intention. So write down your intention. Now, I know that that sounds really simple, but the thing is as long as it stays in your head, it's only a thought. And we have 40 to 60,000 thoughts a day. So it's easy to see how we randomly create, right? But we want to get really specific on what it is that we want to bring in. So your intention and getting really clear on what it is that you're creating. The next thing that I like is a journal. I like a dedicated manifesting journal, because one of the benefits of that is that you can look back over time and see how the things that you have worked on came to fruition. And if you don't have a written journal of that, then a lot of times you don't really recall. You don't have in that, and there's power in that. There's power in recalling. So writing down your intention in your journal, something magical happens. Like I said, when you take it from the mind into the hand and you write it down, that is another way of manifesting. You are manifesting your desires when you write them down, because there's power in the written word. But we're going to take it a little bit beyond that, okay? So here's another tip. You want to focus on what you've written daily and read it several times a day. I like to write mine down, slide it inside my pillowcase, because I'm sleeping on my pillow, right? So I'm thinking as I'm sleeping, it's going in my subconscious mind. I know that it's there. So you're going to make another copy and put it on your mirror or your computer or anywhere that you're working daily. Most of us, it might be the computer. But if you're a chef or a cook, it might be in your kitchen, right? But the point is that you want these daily reminders of what you're working on. Because the more you put it in your mind, the more you see it, it goes deeper and deeper into the subconscious mind. And the more that you put that in front of the subconscious mind begins to go to work on it. This is the moon. The moon and the subconscious mind are, the moon is the emotional mind. It's what you feel, your feelings. This is why your passion is so important to manifesting. If you are not passionate and even somewhat emotional, right, about it, like you really have that desire strong in your heart, in your being, you can feel it. It's so strong. This is important to manifesting. Okay, so of course, you're going to see it, as I said, you're going to see it over and over in your mind, right? You're going to see this as it's already happened, not as maybe, right? But that it's actually already happened to you. You're already in that new car driving it, and you can smell the leather. You can smell that new car. You can see it around you. You can feel the steering wheel. You can feel the beautiful seats and the luxuriousness of it. So that's important, is to see it in your mind's eye, even to feel it, and even smelling it. You're getting all the senses involved. Okay, you're getting all the senses involved. Maybe even you're turning the radio up in your new vehicle, right? And you're listening to your favorite music. So visualize, 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 visualize. So here are a few things to avoid. I have to mention these because this is what happens. The mind is brilliant, of course, but it will also try, okay, in some way to sabotage. Now here's and know ahead of time that when we ask who, what, where, how, when's that going to happen? Who's going to help me with that? How's that going to show up, right? These are ways of sabotaging our manifesting. Okay? And know too that when the mind does this really is fear-based, right? And think about it. Fear holds us back, right? Fear is paralyzing. Fear is negative. It puts us in a negative frame of mind. So when the mind goes there, just know that you can block that by what? Showing the picture to your mind. Run the picture frame. Visualize. You can block the who, what, where, when, how. Just put it away in a drawer somewhere, and run the photo in your mind, in your mind's eye. So you see, we're manifesting all the time. You know this, of course. But as many people have said to me, I did manifest whatever it was. I did manifest the perfect partner, but I forgot and left out a few things. And so what we want to do is become really clear and concise on what it is that we're manifesting, and then know and expect that is exactly what you're creating. So there are really a lot more tips to manifesting than just what I've given you. And I'm going to be writing on this. But for today, this is a start, because let's just recap. If you get the dedicated moon journal, okay? And this can be a notebook. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. It can just be a notebook. And you write down what it is that you're wanting, that you're expecting the universe to bring into you. You place that written message in various places, key strategic places, places that like your computer, and for me it's my pillowcase, and my mirror in my bathroom where I wash my face and brush my teeth. All of that is a reminder to your mind of what you're working on. Then you're going to visualize it, right? Over and over and over again. You're running the movie screen of it. You're seeing yourself already having it, okay? And so, like I said, there are many other steps, but these are really kind of basic. And these are the ones that you really want to get down, like as a habit, as a ritual, right? Just like brushing your teeth, combing your hair, those are rituals, right? So you want to get this down to where you're doing this daily, every day. You're living your life with intention, right? So, now one other thing too, this is important, and that is, remember that you cannot receive what you cannot conceive. And conceive means in your mind. If you can't believe it in your mind, then you cannot receive it. Okay, so this is really important in terms of a lot of times with people manifesting large amounts of money. If you can't see all those zeros, then you can't manifest it. But I want you to remember, or I want you to think about this. The universe does not care. It's simply, if you want 10,000, 10 million, or 10 billion, the universe does not care. It simply gives back to you what you intend, what you order, right? What you order. So last, I have a Manifesting with Astrology Facebook group, and I would love you to join. And what I do is I post or blog on it a few times a week, and I'll talk about the moon's phase, the energy, the nakshatra. I give you an affirmation. I give you the activities, the activities that energy is bringing in. And so you have a choice if you want to enhance and work with that energy. And then I also give you a mantra. And all of these things that I just listed are really kind of taking manifesting up to another level. Okay, it's really taking manifesting to another level. But if you just start with the simple steps that I gave you today, that is a great and fantastic place to start. And if you just start with habitually turning them into something you do daily. Now, I'm not saying to change what you're sending the universe an order on, but I'm saying that you're integrating these steps and that you're doing these consistently, because consistency is part of manifesting. So, happy full moon. Write your cosmic order. And don't wait. Start as soon as the video's over, right? And happy full moon manifesting. Thanks so much for watching and listening today. See you later. Bye.